How to take out a Blackbird Jet X-Men team coming right up. Mr. Clicksflix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at LuckyDiceCafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again for another Heroclix meta competitive video. Today we're going to be talking how to beat a X-Men themed team, namely with the Blackbird Jet. This is a very popular style of team. People have been winning ROCs like gangbusters with it. WizKids Opens. Typically revolves around a Blackbird Jet, 2 to 3 Wolverines at 50 points, super rare Cyclops at 50 points to pilot it, 2 Moira McTaggarts, and then a myriad of ID cards to go along with that. And people are really having trouble with this. So I'm going to throw out a figure here that I think might be able to help put this team in check. We're gonna do a deep dive in it, maybe discuss you know, how you would start building a team around it. But let's go ahead and get flipped over so we can take a look at that figure. Alright guys, so here we are taking a look at the figure in question. It is Mangog on his Retaliator click. This guy's been really overshadowed by a few Colossals from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set, and I think with this Blackbird Jet tech that's coming out right now, this guy is actually the answer to a whole slew of problems that this team has. Okay, because the Wolverines have stop clicks. Everything generally takes 4 or 5 clicks to KO it, sometimes only 3, so nothing on the team's particularly hard to KO. It's just the Wolverines are going to be there for more than one turn. When you KO the Blackbird Jet, there's going to be another a Cyclops there that's going to be able to one-shot a lot of figures, tons of perplexes to go around, theme team probs, leadership roles out the wazoo, and it's just scary. You need a way to be able to take it out, and so this guy is, I'm going to say, you're going to be able to possibly one turn KO an entire X-Men Blackbird Jet team. I know that's a bold statement. Let me try to sell you on it, and hopefully somebody will run it. Alright, so here we have Mangog. He's 30 points, Power Cosmic keyword, has a 5 movement with sidestep, 10 attack with super strength, 19 defense with a special, and 4 damage with a special. And the colossal symbol has the Cosmic and Minions of Thanos keywords. Cosmic's pretty good, Minions of Thanos not so much. He has a trait which is called Pull the Odin Sword. Power once per game if Mangog completely occupies an opponent's starting area and hasn't been moved or placed by another friendly character this game. Turn the dial to the next starting line higher than his current starting line, and that becomes his new starting line and point value. Now this is what a lot of people really got hung up on whenever he first came out. You'd pay your 30 points, figure out a way to quickly get him to the other side of the field without getting taken to Pound Town, and you'd get 150 point Mangog for 30 points, which was really good, but people just weren't really able to pull it off too much, with very limited success. We are going to be ignoring that. We don't need that power at all. We don't need that to happen. As a matter of fact, if that happens, it's kind of a bad thing for us. So the next thing we're going to look at is his special on his defense, which is Impervious Colossal Indifference. Stop Impervious. If Mangog began the game on the 30-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. Now, it is important to know that Stop means that it is immune to Pulse Wave. So your opponent cannot Pulse Wave through your Impervious. So that's pretty cool there. A lot of people forget that, so I like to emphasize it whenever it comes up. His other thing, and this is the main selling point for him, Colossal Retaliation Multi-Powered Tail. This is his special on his damage. It says free if no other Colossal Retaliator power has been activated this turn. choose an opposing character that attacked Mangog or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Mangog such that he can make close attack targeting the chosen character and all other opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire. Then do so. Hit characters are dealt 4 damage instead of normal damage. After resolution, make a close attack targeting each opposing character within 2 squares. Hit characters are dealt 3 damage instead of normal damage. Okay, so it's important to note that Mangog is getting 2 attacks. One for 4 damage, one for 3 damage, and it's an area of effect attack. Now, the thing with these Blackbird Jet teams is they have to stay clustered up around that Blackbird Jet. There's the Wolverines, they have Flurry, they got Blades Claws. The Wolverines are really good, but they're not really mobile. Moira McTaggart, she's going to stay right there with it. You know, the call-ins, they're going to call them in, have them do a running shot, and then, you know, try to pop them so that you can't get that 50 points. So the only thing that's not going to stay real close to the Blackbird Jet is going to be the call-ins. So everybody's going to be clustered there. So you make your first attack roll, everybody gets dealt 4 damage. That takes the Wolverines to their stop click, it KOs the Moira McTaggarts, it takes the Blackbird Jet down to its last click. And that's the standard fare that's on it on one of these teams. Okay, then you're like, okay, so I still have 1 click on the Blackbird Jet and 2 very angry Wolverines on a stop click with regen on it. So the next thing you do is you say, okay, well, I get my other attack for 3 damage, which allows you to take care of all those problems. Then you just have a very angry Cyclops who's only got 3 clicks of life, and he's only souped up for that 1 turn. And that's what people get scared of, this Cyclops. He is very powerful when he comes out. Don't get me wrong, extremely strong. But that Cyclops, unless it's a one-on-one match at the end of the game, somehow, some way, he's not scary. He's not going to take out your entire team. He's not going to do too much. So pop that Blackbird Jet at will. Blackbird Jet goes down. Wolverines go down. And then he's got 1 Cyclops with 1 ace in the hole shot. And he's going to have to decide, does he want to, you know, blow that 1 shot on the 30-point Colossal that you just KO'd his entire team with? Or is he going to try to KO something a little more worthwhile, knowing that your next turn, Cyclops is dead? Cyclops only has a 17 defense. He's not going to be able to perplex himself up. And you're going to see that this 10 attack is really what's going to hurt this figure, though. The 10 attack on Mangog is almost a deal breaker, but not really. And we're going to have some ways around it. I've really been looking into the cosmic keyword. There's nothing in there as far as perplex that's really blown my skirt up. The ones with perplex are pretty expensive. I looked at Worm for a little bit from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where you can perplex, and you're just trying to get a perplex on his attack. So any die roll, other than you don't want his best die roll because you don't want to pick a power, will give you a +2 attack, but that was like 150 points. I was like, I need something cheaper than that. So now that we have Mangog on our team, we know what he does, we know why he's here. He is here to one-shot the entire team. Okay, only Daniel Powell really is running Unimind currently. So we don't, in my mind, I'm almost not worried about it. I plan on seeing an ocean of Blackbird Jets until, you know, somebody takes it down. It beats on the Shredders. It takes the Uniminds to Pound Town. It's a really good team. So if that's what everybody's going to run, this is how you're going to counter it. So the next thing I'd look at is 50 points Red Leader, also from the Mighty Thor set. I really like this guy just because some of the cheapest perplex I could find was 25 points, and I was going to need 3 of them to get Mangog up to a 13 attack, because that's what we want. We want a 13 attack on what's probably an 18 defense Wolverine and a 18 to 19 defense Blackbird Jet, so that means we need a 5 or 6. Very reasonable. That is totally doable. And this guy, it costs us 1 power action to do it. We get to our +3, and then there we go. We're just off to races at that point. Then he has the added bonus of an outwit, which hopefully we're not going to need. But he is there. He's really just here for his perplex, but the outwit is icing on the cake. So for 50 points, this guy's on the team. Alright, so in addition to the red leader, we can also use a Star Fox chase if you wanted to go that route, or like I said, in addition to, because he has that I appreciate the desire to improve the flow of energy, which is perplex, but only to modify a value other than damage +2. So remember, we're only looking to perplex up that attack, so this gives us +2 to that. There's also going to be other members on this team. This team's 295 points, so that's 5 points for you to slide in an ID card or an object that you really like. But he does have this fourth virtue of life, passion. Flurry, once per turn when Star Fox attacks, roll has a 4. After resolution, heal each friendly character 1 click if they are adjacent to another friendly character. So that's pretty cool there. And then he has a stop click at the end, so high degree of survivability. Plus he has a very important probability control at the end of his dial. So now we are going to look at another figure for this team that has probability control and a cool trick for after you take care of everything but Cyclops. So next we have here is Doctor Strange, Earth's Guardian. He has probability control up front, which is really good. Has an 11 attack with Psychic Blast, which is really good. 3 damage, not bad. 18 defense with Energy Shield Deflection, not bad. 8 movement with Sidestep and Flight ability. The 8 movement's good, Sidestep's good. Lack of movement attack's bad. But he is a title character, and the reason I have him on this team, he's a Mystics team ability. He's a Mystics character, and then this is really difficult to read here on HC Realms, but he's here for his -1 title ability, which is Last Days of Magic. Adjacent friendly characters can use the Mystics team ability until your next turn. So what this means is you sent Mangog in, he did his thing, ram, wham bam, thank you ma'am, KO'd the whole team. Cyclops is there, he's angry. Okay, so then you're trying to think, okay, well, what am I going to do to take care of this Cyclops? Do I want to attack? I've got some decent attackers on this team. What should I do? Well, if you just remove the token, remove a plot point from Doctor Strange, you're giving everybody Mystics. So he's guaranteed to at least take that 1 feedback damage, and then or whoever he brings in. Although that Cyclops isn't really going to bring somebody in that first turn, because his stats are too good whenever the Blackbird Jet first pops. So what you would do with this is, since Cyclops gets 2 attacks, right, because you hurt a friendly character with X-Men, plus you get his power action, so he's going to be taking 2 Mystics clicks. Now he's probably going to KO 2 figures when you do that, but he's taking the 2 Mystics clicks. That means he's on his last click, and is easy pickings for literally whoever's left on this team. Even if it's only Red Leader can take out Cyclops on his last click. So that's why he's on here. It's just to punish that 2 attack retaliation from Cyclops. That's a fantastic thing he's got there. And Doctor Strange is bringing 2 other things to the table which make him really good. Last thing we have here on this team is Dupe from Deadpool and X-Force on his 35-point click. He's here because he has Invincible on his first click, and he has probability control. I wanted somebody else with prob up front, so I got 2 rerolls on that a 13 attack, because that 13 attack is pivotal to make. That 13 attack is paramount. If you do not make both of your attacks with this team and KO the entire Blackbird Jet team, it is going to be a nightmare to try to finish after that, because they're going to take down Mangog, and then your opponent's going to try to decide what he's going to do with his Wolverines. Does he heal them up? Does it, because the Wolverines are going to get a free attack. So they could free attack and then regen, and then whole nother can of worms. Your Mangog basically got wasted at that point. So he's on here to give you that second prob, and then depending on how you utilized your Star Fox, you might have a third prob in there also. And you know, plus he's got these headline tokens, but really it's just the prob and the invincible to make it so he can absorb a little bit of damage. And last but certainly not least, we have 2 giant girls on here. You can pick if you want them to be the main set or the fast forces, or one of each. It's just in HC realms you can only do the 10-point version of the fast forces one, so that's why there's 2 of them on here. And they are just on here to try to draw some fire, really, and also to give you a backup plan in case for some reason one of your attacks do miss. I do like these giant girls because they can come in after the Mangog and clean up whatever happened to survive. So the giant girls are basically just on here as cannon fodder to draw that first attack off, especially if you have the main set ones where they heal. Oh man, those ones are just fantastic, because that's really, your opponent doesn't want to let those get away from him. He doesn't want to let you, okay, I'm going to KO Moira McTaggart, I'm going to KO another Moira McTaggart, and then all of a sudden your 10-point figure has 7 clicks of life or 4 clicks of life or whatever it ends up getting. They don't want to have to deal with that for 10 points, because then it's a nightmare later on. Everything on their team's a little bit squishy to begin with, and then you start taking out their perplexes and strengthening your own forces. They're not going to want to do that. Plus, like I said, these will trigger Mangog, which is what the whole point of this team is. Alright guys, so that is our team. It is Mangog, Red Leader, Star Fox, Doctor Strange Earth's Guardian, Dupe at 35 points, and 2 giant girls. This is not a theme team, so it's a little risky with that. You really might get hosed on the map, but it's gonna be difficult to do that. You know, they could do some shenanigans where basically the boxing ring's filled up and you get -2 to your attack, at which point you're swinging on 11, on an 18, possibly a 19, which is, you know, an 8 or a 9. I'm sorry, a 7 or an 8, which is a little bit riskier, but hopefully you're able to place these figures so that you can do that. So how I would run this team personally is I would use Star Fox and the giant girls as bait. We have Red Leader back there to perplex up our Mangog to the full attack that he can be perplexed up to. Star Fox has a stop click, so they're not very likely to get the points off of him. And then the 2 giant girls, if they get hit, they are going down. But the Wolverines are the main attackers for up close stuff with these Blackbird Jet teams, and she does have combat reflexes, giving her a 19. Now I know the Wolverines can attack, you know, perplex up their attacks with the other Wolverines and the Moira McTaggarts and all that other stuff, but it is something that, you know, they're going to be spending that, and again, it's going to trigger your Mangog. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this team. If this is just a terrible idea, if you like it, if you're most of the way there but not quite there, put that in the comments below. I really like seeing you guys' ideas. Helps me, and it seems to help other people too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only a critical miss if you don't have probability control.